Happy birthday to you. Welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. The rest of your life, I know. See, every day is your birthday if you want it to be so. Good morning. Yeah, why wait to start living a life you love? Why not start today? Right. I often get tasked, how are you always so positive? And I've got a phone call coming in, so decline that one. How are you always so positive? Well, I'm not always positive, and today is one of those days when I am not positive. Do I look positive? Yeah, it's a mask. It's a fake. It's kind of a fake. I've been out for a run. I've got some fresh air. I've got some lungs. I've done some positive. I've watched some positive videos. I've listened to the Blinkist book of the day, which is Greenlights from McConaughay, which just came out recently. It's cool. I've actually got the original book at home. I haven't read it through. It's got lots of photographs in it and stuff, though. It's all about his life and all the things that he calls green lights in his life. It says in the film industry, green light is when you're good to go on a project, and the book is all about how you can find your own green lights in life if you look for them, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Choices, choices, choices. It was my choice to get out of bed today and go for a run, get out into nature, listen to those positive videos, listen to the Blinkist book of the day. I saw a couple of my neighbours on the way out, and they said, "Hi John, how's it going?" And I was like, "Oh, no, what's happened?" And I was like, "Oh well, just didn't sleep very well last night at all. It was too hot initially, which is weird given the weather just recently. So I opened the window, and then it got too cold. So then I closed the window, and then I got too hot again, so I opened the window again, then it started raining, so I had to close the window again, and I just couldn't settle. I just couldn't get my brain to settle. There was just like too many things going on, and this is what I teach people. Obviously I teach people how to do this, and I was talking just a couple of days ago on one of my lives about lighting a candle, doing sort of some meditative kind of structure about going to sleep and so forth, and I tried that last night. It did work in the end. Didn't work the first time I tried it. But I think that's because I didn't commit to it, because I was like, I just want to get sleep. I was like, urgently, I want to get sleep, as opposed to just going, oh, right, let's just relax. It's all right. It's kind. It's cool. Just allow things to happen. So anyway, breathing exercise. I did do my breathing exercise in the end last night. That was one of the things I did. Was this breathing exercise I do with you every morning when it's happy birthday days. So, and it's 5 through the nose, in through the nose, hold for 5, and then breathe out for 5. I have noticed though, because I'm on my run, I have to empty my lungs first, otherwise I can't do the breathing in for 5 thing. So actually, it kind of starts with a breathe out for 5, which I know sounds a bit weird, but because you've got to empty your lungs a little bit, haven't you? So when I teach the full version of this one, it's a 5-5-5-5 thing, and you hold for 5 and then breathe in for 5, and effectively that becomes the breathe out part. But breathe out for 5, empty your lungs out, and then you can breathe in for 5. See, much easier. And then hold for 5, and then blow out all the candles on your cake and make a wish for the future. And remember all your best birthdays. Do that 5 times in a row, and you'll clear your brain, feel much better about life, and fantastic stuff. So we're going to talk back about all those green lights and choices in you making life. I made a choice to come out today. That's what it's all about. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a moment. Based on Tony Robbins, which are the 2 videos. It's actually the Ent-spresso and the Tony Robbins thing, both included in that. But before we go any further, happy birthday to the people whose actual real happy birthdays it is today. Interesting collection today. We have Danny Matthews, who lives just over there, near me. He's a graphic designer guy, and a really cool bloke as well. Yeah, can't wait to have another coffee with you, Danny. Happy birthday. I hope things are going well with the little one. Did I remember rightly that you've got a second one on the way now? I think that was you. Was that you that said that? I'm not sure. Anyway, happy birthday. Oh, I've just realised I've got bad battery as well, so I'm really have to cut this short. I just realised. Chris Nixon, I'm not sure where I know you from. Kazlina, also not sure. I think I did look, but I can't really remember now. Fiona Leach, I think you're a utility warehouse person. Andy Wilcox, who I knew through Entrepreneur Circle. So happy birthday to you. Gillian Walton, can't remember, sorry. Nick Smith, I think that's the same Nick Smith I went to school with, but I couldn't tell from your profile. So anyway, happy birthday, Nick, if it is you. If it's not you, the other Nick Smith. Happy birthday to you. And Debbie Harris, who is the sister of Pippa Harris, who I spoke to about a few weeks ago, whose brother John Harris's birthday was. So happy birthday to you, Debbie. And I see Poppy's gone to New Zealand now, and having got through her quarantine. Very cool. Debbie actually was an interesting little story of choices. She's an artist. She does these massive, fantastic horse and dog paintings, big, got lots of energy stuff. It's really kind of cool. And she does these like portrait ones as well, which are sort of detailed and stuff. But I think the best work is the massive energy things going on. Polo, people action polo things as well. Fantastic. Anyway, and many years ago, God, it must be in the late 90s, I suppose, I helped her create her first website, helped her fund a trip down to the south of France so that she could learn a bit more about painting. I can't remember what that was all about, Debbie, but it was kind of cool. Oh, I've got an alarm going off. That's annoying. Hold on a second. Back, hopefully. Oh, God, I nearly ended the broadcast. That was cruddy. Anyway, she's gone on to be a very successful artist in the end. So it's all about those choices, making that choice to hire that van to go down to the south of France to learn about that stuff. That was a big choice in her life right then. And obviously it paid off in the long run. So that's kind of cool. So anyway, happy birthday to you, Debbie. Hope you're well. And hope your family is all good and happy. Yeah, something that Tony Robbins was talking about, and this goes on to these choices, is about making a choice to move things forward. So he was talking about how our state can change the story that we have about our lives. We have these stories about our lives now, who we are, how we're reacting to the world around us, what's going on today. So it's like, I don't really feel like doing anything today. I could stay in bed all day, but I'm going to make a choice not to. So I'm going to change my state. I'm going to go out for a run. I'm going to get out into nature. I'm going to listen to some positive stuff on YouTube. That's going to change the story about how this day is going to turn out. I'm going to go and talk to you guys. I'm going to lift people up. Hello, viewer, by the way. I can't see who the viewer is, but hello to you. And got some couple of children coming past. Hey, morning. Hiya. That's kind of cool. I presume there's a mother coming eventually. Yes, so it changes the story about how this day is going to end up. And then I can put into place some strategies for how this day is going to end up. That's going to lead to me taking actions, certain types of actions. So going out for the run, listening to the positive stuff, talking to you guys and all that kind of stuff. And then that will produce results. So that'll make me feel better. That'll improve the way I'm feeling about my life and what's going on around me and so forth. And then that will have a knock-on effect on the rest of my day. So my day actually will be productive in the end because I took action and made choices at this point of the day. So yeah, it's quite an interesting kind of concept if you think about it. We had a real conversation yesterday with somebody who was saying, it was talking about climate change and saying, so what you're saying is that if I believe climate change doesn't exist, then it suddenly won't exist anymore. I was like, no, it's not about that. It's about how you choose to act as a result of it. You go, I don't want climate change to exist or whatever, or I do, whatever, it doesn't matter. Then you make a choice as to how you feel about that and whether it's going to affect you, whether it's going to be a burden on you, whether you're going to take actions about that, whether you're going to do your little part for yourself to try and change that, or whether you're going to become an activist and do big things to change the world and change other people's actions. It's entirely up to you how you choose to use that bit of information, how it's going to allow you to, how it's going to affect you in your life. So you have the choice. You always have the choice. It's just whether or not you choose to have the choice, or whether you choose to allow things to happen and say that you haven't got the choices. Because that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people will say, I haven't got a choice. And they go, yeah, you have. Sometimes the choice is do nothing and just let things happen. But quite often the choice is to do something new, do something different, to change the way things are going. Quite often though, you have to have that certainty about the future, so that sort of certainty about where you're going. And Tony Robbins was also talking in the video about this guy who was searching for a Spanish galleon which had some gold on it. And apparently he was searching for it for like 18 years, so 7 hours a day, looking for this galleon, no income, whatever, having to ask people for money and all this kind of stuff. 18 years, and eventually he got the gold, and of course it ended up being billions and billions of dollars of gold. And so he became a very rich man as a result. But he had to have that certainty that he was going to find the galleon, and that when he found it, it was going to be worth it, and it was going to bring him what he wanted to do. And that's the same with life and business. Now, we have to recognize that the goal we're going towards, the direction we're going towards, is going to be worth it when we get there, and that we're going to find the thing that we're looking for in the direction we have to have. And then we finally get there, and we've got this success, we then may need to make sure that we're getting fulfilled from that success. So is the thing going to fulfill you? Are you doing the thing you're going to love? Which is what I talked about a couple of weeks ago, about living a life you love. Don't just keep waiting to do the things you love. Start doing them now. I'm going to come on to that in a money thing in a minute. And it was Warren Buffett said this. It's like waiting to have sex until waiting until you get older to have sex. Wait till you get like 60 odd before you have sex. Like, why would you do that? Start enjoying your life now. Find a way to enjoy your life now. And then the other thing, the Ent-spresso thing, was all about saving money, which came from Tony Robbins. But it was kind of cool because it was like Evan Carmicheal, who was talking about it, was saying, in the early days, I don't think you should save. And I'm like, no, you should save. You should definitely save. You should invest early, as fast as possible. but it might only just be something like $1 a week or something like that, or £1 a week or something like that, something really small. But get into the habit of doing the saving, get into the habit of making that investment, get used to the processes involved in it, and just get used to that structure and that process involved in making those investments, so that you're planning for the future, for the long-term future. But you don't have to sacrifice what you're doing right now in order to do that stuff. You can do really small stuff now, and then you can expand it later as you're making more money. This is all stuff I teach, by the way, on my 7-day Live a Life You Love challenge starting on Sunday. So if you're interested in learning more about this, more about investment, more about small investments, how to make tiny little changes, how to build it up and create a snowball effect, that's all part of what I do. Kind of what I'm teaching you to learn, live a life you love. Along with how to change your mind, how to make the right choices, how to get out into nature, build a life, feel good, enjoy your life every day, and change your state on a regular basis so that you can enjoy your life and spend more time having fun. So there you go. That's my little message for the day. Done it in 11 minutes. I was hoping to do that in under 10 minutes. 10% battery left, thank God. It's kind of cool. Oh, one other thing I was going to say, which didn't come out of those things, which was, it's funny how some people will say, you know, what would you do if you only had a day left to live? And I think that's a ridiculous thing to say, because if you had a day to live, like, nothing would matter. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, I'd just do any old thing. I'd go and rob a bank, crying out loud, or whatever. I'd kill somebody. It doesn't, yeah, when you've got one day left to live, it doesn't really make any difference at all. So I think that's a better framed thing to say, what happens if you only had 1 year left to live? Now, we've been through this kind of, haven't we, with the last 12 months of COVID. But we're now coming out of the side of it. Now it's like, what if we had 1 year left to live from now in 2021? What would you do in the next 12 months if you only had this 1 year? If you really wanted to make the most of it? Not necessarily do those things, but think about what things you would love to do. What are the things that you want to do? And then sort of build a life around, okay, these things would make me feel good. These things would make my life better. This would be a life, this would be me living a life I love. Ask yourself those questions. Tell me what those questions are. Comment below. Well, what would you be doing if you only had one year left to live, and you knew about it? Because in the yesterday, I found about two friends of mine whose family members have died of COVID in the last couple of weeks. So even though we're coming out the side of it, there are still people dying, and people I know have died of it. They've kept themselves safe for a year, and then suddenly in the last couple of weeks, it's all they've obviously caught it and died. What a terrible scenario and situation that is for anybody to have to live with. But did they live a life they loved on the way towards that? They were both elderly, so it's understandable that I guess they probably did pretty much live a life they loved up to that point. So anyway, if you want to live a life you love, and you're not quite sure how to do it, and you're not quite sure what the steps you need to take are to enjoy every day in your life, come and join me on my 7-day challenge to 7 days to living your life you love, starting on Sunday. There is a small cost involved, but we will make money during the week. I will show you how to make some free money during the week if you join me, and how to invest it, and then how to build it into more money. I shall make you a sustainable ISA dividend stock portfolio investment during the week. It will happen, and with free money, not even money that you've had to spend. So why not come and join me on Sunday? Okay, my battery is going down now, Lolo. So bye bye. See you tomorrow, guys. Bye. Have fun. I can't see the buttons anymore.